Sorry. Good morning. Starting, I know I'm only a couple minutes late, but I was on the phone. A huge opportunity potentially for me to promote the school. I can't say anything about it just yet because it actually hasn't happened. But more. I will once it actually goes out. I will let you guys know. But I'm not really superstitious, but I don't want to jinx myself or put the information out there. So it doesn't happen. Just so. Okay. Anyway, so good morning. It is Friday, May 20th. It is, I don't know, I'm about 2 weeks away from turning 50. This day, there's actually a couple things going on today. There's, what is it? My stepfather's birthday is today. He will be 70 something. Let's do some bad math here. He'll be 78. Wow. So he's 78 today. So happy birthday, Mark. Let's see. This is also an anniversary for me and my wife. So even though we've been married for like ever, we still somewhat like to recognize and acknowledge our first date. So we have been dating, even though we've been married for most of the time. We have been dating for 28 years. 28 years. That's just crazy. So yeah. And then next month we will be celebrating our 26th wedding anniversary. So that's really freaking cool. Also today at Dutch, I don't know where I put my stickers. Did I put my stickers? Oh, just to kind of promote what's going on there. So Dutch Brothers has Dane, one of the what's his name? He's one of the original owners. He died of ALS. So May 20th. I think it's because it's his birthday as well, or was his birthday. But anyway, so they do this huge thing. Drink one for Dane. So all monies collected today go towards, or at least a portion, profit maybe. I don't know how it works out. But anyway, a lot of money goes to end ALS. So because that's Dane passed away. And of course, I'm holding a sticker because they also give out stickers. And I'm a huge proponent of Dutch. And I love collecting their stickers. And I like their tea. But I'm not having Dutch tea today, or at least this morning. I'll probably have some for lunch because I did go buy tea this morning so I could get a sticker, because sometimes those stickers run out really, really quick. But I am just drinking my normal cup of hot tea in my favorite Dutch mug. So got to show support. Anyway, if you can, I see at least one viewer out there. Say hi. Now, I was not on yesterday, so there's a little bit to catch up on. I can't, let's see, promoting the school. So I've got, see, and I mentioned, and they disappear. At least that's what I see. All right. So, shoot. Okay. So school stuff, artisan school stuff. I have been very unproductive this week. I did mow, I think, earlier in the week. But really, overall, I have been completely unproductive. Yesterday, the appointment for the truck took 5 hours, even though they transported me back to the house and then picked me back up. I couldn't really go anywhere. I tried to work on the computer, tried to do different stuff, just it very unproductive. So some of the things that I have done is when I'm going to, I'm offering 1 day a week, and I'm going to be offering, and I set this up, I am going to be offering 1 day a week modular classes online. So it'll be Fridays at 5 p.m. I do have one person interested. I'm looking for more people. But it'll be, you can have up to 2 people in the class, and then anybody else. So like if there was a big group, you guys would be able to, you get $25 extra a person. So, and it would all just be virtual, and we would just cover different stuff. So different topic, or, trying to continue the same topic every week, but it'll be an in-person live virtual class for modular on Fridays. And then offering 1 day a week options to Kempo classes. So I added that in. So now if you actually go to subscriptions, the subscription page is updated, and you can basically sign up. I need to work on a little bit more of the back end for the modular stuff. So that'll end up happening here soon. I'll start promoting it and seeing who wants to be involved, and actually set an official start date. Then we've got volleyball, helping promote the volleyball team. That'll be nice. Get my name out there. And then let's see, what else was I doing? So I still have some gift cards left over from the Mother's Day event. I wanted to do like a pay it forward. So just like randomly handing out things. And I was actually going to, for these Dutch cards, I was actually going to hand them out in line at Dutch and just say, hey, the next one's on me, care of artists and martial arts. But what I might just do is just randomly hand them out. Just, go around and be like, hey, do you like Dutch Brothers? Yeah. Okay. Well, next drink's on me. And just keep it at that. So that's a potential option. And then I don't know, my mind, even though I haven't been productive, my mind, I've been kind of bouncing around here and there to, trying to figure different stuff out. Got my birthday camp coming up. We have finally, so we've got, I made little memes to start advertising that. I actually am already actively advertising the event, which brings me up to something. I know social media is weird. I always found it odd that, say you post something like not so positive news, like, please pray for me, or not necessarily that, but just be like, it's so sad that I had to put my dog down. Now with Facebook, you have a ton of different options. You have a thumbs up, like a like, and you've got a sad face and a laughing face and an angry face, and and a like just a heart. So what is it with those people that like on those things where, my dog died or a family member died, and they put a thumbs up, like a like? Is that showing support? Like, sorry to hear that. Because usually you'd be like, do a crying face or whatever. Sorry, I played squirrel. I saw somebody walking outside. So it's like one of those, it's like, really? So I'm promoting all these different events that I've promoted. I make a Facebook event for it. And then, I, at some point randomly, especially the week before, but randomly in between, I will pay to boost the event and get it out there to more people just outside of our normal circle. And somebody like I now maybe it's just my preconceived notion. When it's a pressure point thing, I get like some people will do like the little laughing. Why would you laugh at an event? And I think when it's the Q show thing, people are like, oh, they're Q show people, they're pressure points, they're crazy, it's bullshit martial arts, that kind of stuff. In this most recent one for the Friends in the Art experience, it's I promoted it and some random guy does a laughy face. Like, why do you think that's funny? Like, is this a keyboard warrior, or am I totally overthinking it? I don't know. All right. I see people kind of pop in and here and there. There's only one right now. Please say hi. I mean, I know you guys know the rules, but it is what it is. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to mention about the school. Another idea I had. Oh, all I know is that when I finish up here, I'm going to go straight into working on. Good morning, Bill. At least I have one person pop in. How's your mom's arm? Or was it her arm that she broke when she fell? How's she doing? Anyway, so I got to work on this thing. Basically it's a flyer for the school to promote it, but the route of its promotion, I can't release that, but now I got to be creative. Shit. Okay. Good. I'm glad to hear she's doing well. So anyway, so we've got let's see. That's good. Was it like a hairline fracture or something? Yeah, Bill posted that his mom is not a youngster. But she fell, and usually when you're old and frail and you fall, sometimes those falls can be pretty bad. All right, good. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember exactly what you posted, but I'm glad to hear that she's doing well. Oh, she'll be 80 in September. Yeah, she's not a youngster. So I had posted that I had mentioned this early on. So today, Bill, is my stepdad, my bonus dad's birthday, and he'll be 70. He's 78 today. So he's not a youngster either. Let's see. Okay. Star Trek. Now I watched Strange New Worlds. I did not watch it early on in the day yesterday. I did kind of get caught up with Voyager. What is it? Strange New Worlds I watched last night. I'm not going to give away. I'm not going to go into. I need to watch it again. Okay, but this is a funny thing. I don't know if you guys follow George Takei or any other type of Star Trek thingies, but I I guess Fox News had made a comment about how Star Trek, this new Star Trek, is so woke. And and like George Sakai and some other people, me, I'm like, what Star Trek were you watching? Like, Star Trek has always been woke. I mean, the term woke is a new term, at least from my perspective. But when you look at, some of the storylines and all that kind of, it was not like, it wasn't not woke. Like it's a woke show. Like so almost Gene's purpose behind the show was to talk about certain things going on, the contemporary times, and tell it, basically come up with solutions or tell it from a different perspective of science fiction. One of the things I appreciate about the original Star Trek is that, yes, it did conquer some of these problems that we're having as a society, but it just told a story. If you got the moral of the story, you got the moral of the story. If you didn't, you didn't. Okay. And it wasn't one of those, we're going to shove this down your throat and you must agree with us or you're wrong. Rob had made a comment, and I love the term that he used. I like to use the term wokey woke, or that's the term I've been starting to use, is that you have your woke shows, like even Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds is the closest to like what I know is Star Trek. And Star Trek is Star Trek. Hey, we have, there's different elements to it. But when you look at the original Star Trek and the way the original Star Trek was written, even including the Next Generation in on that, and DS9, and even Voyager, I'll even include Enterprise. Like, there were social issues that were talked about in those shows. But it wasn't until Picard season 1, Discovery, where it was the wokey woke. Like, we're going to be blatantly obvious because we're going to shove this issue down your throat until you agree with us. And that's kind of what turned me off. I have no problem with the show being woke. But it's the wokey woke. It's like, I should be able to watch Star Trek, agree or disagree. Okay? And if I disagree and you disagree with me on that, that's fine. Don't give a shit. But that's Star Trek. Anyway, so last night's episode of Strange New Worlds, I enjoyed. It wasn't, of the 3, it wasn't the best. There was a really cheesy chick fight. I don't know. I was watching it. I was like, I don't know who choreographed that, but yeah. So that is what it is. But yeah, it was focused around Una, number 1, played by Rebecca Romijn. When I say her last name, I know it's not spelled like the lettuce, but that's what when I say Romijn, I think about lettuce. So Una lettuce. But I don't know. I'll have to watch it again to kind of re-soak it in. I watched it late last night, so I was a little bit tired, and then Alexa talked, so I didn't even catch the star date. Which I think Monday we will talk about star dates in a little bit more detail. So let's see. But Voyager, we'll talk about Voyager. I am caught up. If people are not caught up, that's too bad. I'm sorry. So let's see. There was no show yesterday. We talked about praise. So what is it? The Message in a Bottle. I think when so when I talked on Wednesday, I was talking about message in a bottle about the communications array and why they didn't continue to use it. And all I needed to do was just wait an extra episode and or even 2 episodes, and then that would have been explained to me, because I think it was in the episode Prey when these Hirogen, I think they're called the Hirogen, we're actually tracking down species 8472. So, and tracking it down, and then nothing really spectacular about those, but it was one of those where, you know, we meet an alien and we actually get it, like this continuing storyline. So we, you know, kind of like the Kazon, which, bringing up the Kazon, I can't remember what episode it was, but it was a recent episode because it had to, you know, it had to do with what's her name, with 7 and 9. She actually makes a comment that the Kazon did not bring any value to the Borg, so the Kazon were not assimilated. Oh my God. That is such an insult to that race. Rob, how are you? I'm just sitting here. We were just getting into Voyager, talking about the Hirogen. Now, I don't know if I had made this comment to somebody, or if I made a comment on here, but I kind of see the Hirogen as the predators of, like, you know, from Alien, like the Predator, of version of Star Trek, or the Star Trek version of the Predator. There you go. Just because of their mentality and their hunting and all that nifty jazz. So, so we had Hunters and Prey, and let's see. Then there was an episode, Retrospect, where, now this was an interesting episode because the Retrospect was this is the one where 7 of 9, she has there's this weapons dealer who's kind of like a car salesman, and he touches he's helping 7 of 9 install this new weapon on Voyager, and then he touches her or does something kind of benign, and she freaks out and beats the shit out of him, and then starts having these flashbacks about him basically violating her by taking some of her nanoprobes. And anyway, so she's having these very vivid things, and of course the doctor's like, oh, I should he does like a, I don't know, like, I can't, my brain's not working. Does some type of like memory probe or like hypnosis to kind of go back and see about what's going on. And he's like this, it's like, oh yes, you were violated. We need to get this guy. He deserves, you deserve justice. And it all turns out that apparently, and the way the story is told is that in the end, like, the dude dies trying to flee. But it was really a 7 of 9's imagination playing tricks on her, and that it was based, because she had gone through all this trauma with the Borg, she had somehow she had somehow connected it with him, and so her mind is putting these false memories in there. And some of the evidence initially is kind of went on her side, and then looking at it objectively kind of went on his side, but then the dude dies. So you can kind of, like, the way this, like I was saying, the way the story is written, in the end, 7 of 9 is wrong. The doctor admits that he should have been more objective, and then and that the guy died for no reason. And I guess possibly the moral of the story could be is that you can't always, like, because you have women out there who blame men for things that they didn't do, and innocent men go to jail. And so maybe it was talking about that. And this guy didn't go to jail. He actually died. And that we should always look at all the evidence objectively before going, you're guilty. Which really is, I mean, that's kind of you're innocent until proven guilty. But sometimes in those situations where, we believe the woman before we believe the man, we can just take our contemporary time of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. I mean, it kind of, yeah, very much about not rushing to judgment. But here's the thing. Why did the guy run? Like I personally, because it leaves it with, like, the way the story is written, this is how it was. But it's still very open-ended at the same time. Because why'd the dude run? Like, when they're down, he's like, yeah, search my place. And then they find evidence that that really goes on 7's side, but then can be explained. It can be explained both ways. But the guy runs, and then he fires upon Voyager. So it's one of those where it's like, why? I don't. I'm confused. I personally think the guy's guilty. I think he's guilty. But I think that, and that is also a great thing about Star Trek, is that even though they have concluded the story and, their version of the story is this, you can still question and be like, I don't know. Like, I agree with the message. I absolutely agree with the message. I still think the guy's guilty. That's just me. So, I mean, it is what it is. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. He was guilty, but what? Now, because it really doesn't, like, yeah. And I think that's kind of what makes it a little bit open-ended, is that we don't, like, he is guilty, or at least I feel he's guilty, but is he guilty of what 7 of 9 is accusing him of? Okay. And, like, I know he's trying to run, so he's guilty. I mean, they even say it in the episode. Well, he's running. He's got to be guilty of something. But then he's actually firing on the ship. And what I don't get is Janeway, her reaction. Of course, the guy dies, he's running, but she's like, she's like, well, I'm not just going to fire on him anymore. And then he dies. I don't know. I don't. And then she gives, like, that evil look to Seven of Nine of like, you started this. I don't know. All right, so new episode. All right, so we have The Killing. Now here's what is it? The Killing Game. So, all right, Rob, what do you have to say? Fear makes us do strange things, right? He was afraid of not a fair trial. He was guilty of something else and was afraid. They do not want to find out. Oh, okay. Yeah, he may have been guilty of something else, and that's possible. That's possible. Good morning, Thomas. How are you? How are you this fine day? It's actually supposed to be really sunny today. Like we're supposed to have like 5 whole days of warmth and sun. I'm kind of looking forward to that because I'm tired of the rain. Anyway, so The Killing Game. So this is the Hirogen. The Hirogen have taken over Voyager. We figure out that it had been like 3 weeks prior. Okay, hold on. We got to talk about this. Okay. So you guys get 5 days of sun and warmth. We got rain in Florida. Dude, Florida is like right the northwest right now. You've got rain, you've got sun, you've got cold, you've got warm. Florida is like a whole different animal. Like, yes, we could have warmth and rain and cool and sun and all that kind of stuff out here, but Florida is like multiply that by 10. It's not just a little bit of rain, like it downpours. I couldn't. And then at least, I don't know how it is exactly where you are, but down in Southern Florida, it is so, it's so humid because of the rain and the heat together. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can visit. I couldn't live there. All right. So The Killing Game. So the Hirogen take over Voyager and basically like take over the crew and put them in, basically are using the holodecks to hunt and train them or whatever. So anyway, the main guy involved, he's interested in changing the lifestyle somewhat of the Hirogen, that if they just continue the way that they're going, the race will die. He wants, let's settle down on a planet. We can use these holodeck, we can use the holodecks for training. And so we can still do our hunts and be the people that we are, but we can do it in a more, in a safer way. Okay. And then we can grow our civilization from there. But during this time, they're actually using the crew of Voyager to, specifically our main characters, to putting them in these different situations. Now they've started putting holo emitters all over the place. So even in the hallways, they've gotten rid of some decks and created bigger holodecks. And so, in part 2, where it kind of opens up and they've got holodeck army men running through the hallways. That's all cool and all, but there was this one scene where they try and blow. They're in one of the Jeffrey tubes underneath the sickbay, and they're trying to blow up this one communication station that controls all of the. They've got anyway. So all the crew that are part of the holodeck, they've got this little thing thing that integrates to them, so they actually think that they're part of the storyline, that they're not actually the characters we know them as. Anyway, so from this one station, if they blow up the station, then these little control devices will stop working. Well, they use C4 or TNT or whatever they end up calling it. Well, they call it TNT or dynamite. They call it dynamite, but then it looks like what you would see like a stick of C4. So, but it's holodeck C4 in the Jeffrey tubes. At this point, they don't have enough hollow emitters to put all over the ship. But there's hollow emitters like on the regular decks in the hallways. It's still under construction. But so it's there, but not everywhere. But they've gone as far to put hollow emitters in the Jeffrey tubes. That's kind of that. I mean, yeah, that's something that I have to question there. I'm not sure, because they end up. I mean, the timer goes off and it goes boom, but it's in the Jeffrey tubes. So, and that's not that they're carrying guns like from the holodeck. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad episode. It's a good fun episode. It was mid-season storytelling with part 1 and part 2, using this race that I think that we actually end up running into this race later on as well for something. I can't remember, but at the end of the episode, they actually give them basically a holodeck computer to be able to, like, hey, take this. If you don't want to use it, she even says, if you don't want to use it, just hang it on one of your walls. Because they like the Predators from the Predator universe, they display bones and skulls and stuff that they've taken from other races. So anyway, so there was that. I mean, it was an okay episode. The episodes for today are vis-a-vis, and then the Omega Directive. I've already seen vis-a-vis. That was that's the one where Tom's body is taken over by this alien. They switch something or other. It was an okay episode. And then the one I'm watching right now is that I haven't watched all the way through, but the Omega Directive. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But ooh. And I see a birthday on here. So there is a Star Trek birthday today. John Billingsley. Yes, the word is trophies. Yes, thank you, Thomas. John Billingsley, his birthday is today. John Billingsley played Dr. Phlox in Enterprise. So according to my little calendar here, Billingsley is 62 today. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to the weekend. Birthdays, another Star Trek birthday. We have Paul Winfield. Paul played, let's see. Paul played, the name is escaping me at the moment. Actually, he's done it. He's done a lot of character parts. He's not he's not alive anymore. Died many years ago, but he played Captain Terrell in Star Trek 2. That's what he and then he was also in was he a lieutenant? Played like a police lieutenant in Terminator as well. So let's see. Martial arts birthdays. I don't think that there's any today. Not that let me bring up. Let me get onto Facebook. What is my Facebook friends? What are they telling me birthdays? I don't think anybody that I have friends are coming up today. Birthdays. Oh, it says it's almost my birthday. People have raised $6 billion on Facebook and Instagram for causes they care about. Create a fundraiser and we'll take care of the donation processing with no fees. I think that's awesome. Not to say that these projects aren't good, but my I've already got some causes that I'd like to fund, like my kids and my grandkid, and my birthday's coming up. Anyway, so upcoming birthdays. So tomorrow, Fred Masterson's birthday is tomorrow. He is a firearms instructor out of Arizona. Super nice guy. And then Dave Kovar, his birthday is tomorrow on the 21st. Let's see. Dave Kovar, I think he's going to be getting his, he's kind of one of those teachers, kind of like Brandon Beliso. But Dave is, he's being promoted to 9th. And so he's got the Pro Mac. He's a martial arts out of Sacramento. Anyway, so he's got the Santori martial arts group. He's got several schools, does these Pro Mac conferences. I've been to a couple of his business seminars. They're pretty super nice guy, very knowledgeable. But anyway, so he's getting his 9th, and I think at the whenever the Pro Mac conference is happening, that's when they're actually going to it'll be like a little ceremony. He's going to get his certificate and all that kind of stuff. So well deserved. He's been in the martial arts for a long time. He's given back quite a bit. So let's see. Any other birthdays I have to announce? Nope, not until next week. So that I think is that. I think so. After this, I'm going to work on a flyer for the school. I'm trying to update the school website a little bit, and just to make the front page, make it a little bit more inviting. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how well that goes. But flyer comes first, and then yeah. All right. There was something else. I was going to mention something else. I should really start taking notes for these. What you think? Yeah. I haven't watched Halo, haven't watched even Survivor yet. So I don't even know what happened on Survivor. Who got kicked off the island. But I'm sure we can all talk about that Monday. All right. So before I go, if you're watching this not live, is it Brandon Lee's birthday today too? Oh, well, that's cool. I should have like a list of just birthdays. I should do a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay. So check this out. Brandon Lee's birthday is today. My first date with Lisa, which was today, 28 years ago, I actually took her to the Crow. We went and saw the Crow, and then I took her out to dinner. And so we basically dinner and a movie, and then we pretty much closed. McMenamins. So, but yeah, if it's Brandon's birthday today, that's kind of funny that we saw that on his birthday. And a sweet something I didn't know. All right. All right. So if you have watched this long and you still don't follow me on any of my social medias, do so. Got at Sensei Mish on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, which this is actually being streamed on, Artisan Martial Arts, artisan.ma on Instagram, and then Artisan Martial Arts on Facebook, and all that neat jazz. Let's see. Seminar. So there is a Francis and Bobby are going to be in Salem tomorrow for a seminar. I still don't know if I'm able to go. I'd like to go. I might just do like what I was saying. If I can't go for the whole thing, I might just drive down there just to say hi and show some support. And then let's see. And then I've got, let's see. Then of course, my party, my camp, June 4th, 2 weeks. God, it's 2 weeks. Holy cow. So, only one person has signed up, so it might just be the teaching instructors, but hey, it'll be fun. But I'm doing more promotion, so no issues there. And then, what's his name's thing? This is why I need to make lists. Rory's okay. So Rory on the 28th. Yeah. So we're having a training lab at the school. Rory on the 28th, and it's not really Rory. It's a training lab that is kind of part of. I mean, Rory's name is attached to it, but it is it's training lab that pretty much anyone can lead. It's just he's attached to it because it was his idea. He will be there though. He will be there this time. And then Bram Frank's birthday in July. And then yeah, I think that's it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hopefully this will be a productive weekend. Hopefully today will be productive. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know. My brain just hasn't been working lately. But there you go. So thank you all for tuning in. I will talk at y'all later, and I'm going to get to work because this opportunity to promote the school is something freaking amazing. So I will see you all on Monday morning, same time, same bat channel. And yeah, definitely. Yeah, we won't go there. But anyway, love you all. Live long and prosper, and watch your Star Trek so we can talk more about it.